Hello, everybody. Justice Love here with Timothy Donahue. Welcome back to another episode of WackyTabackyMedia. Say hello.
We're still under construction and trying to get the live video to work from both feeds.
Whoa. You kind of lagged up there, buddy. Little bit.
At my age, you do that. That's a norm.
All right.
Why I advise starting drinking heavily at 35 years old. Go on.
All right, so we got a lot of good responses on our last video. We decided to put another one out right away to show people the process that we're going through on creating who we are and what we want to do. Isn't that right, Timmy?
Absolutely. And for any of my friends or people that know me out there, I don't want to hear it that, well, Tim, you know, your heart operation, you're this, you're that, and you're smoking, and you're drinking Pepsi. Well, look, guys, you know, the reason of life is not to go to the grave with a perfectly preserved body. I want to kind of skid in sideways, totally worn out, and say, "Wham, man, that was one hell of a ride." You know, so, you know, save the lectures for later, guys. Go ahead, Johnny.
All right, I think it's funny. You can't see me on the video, but I can see you, which is amazing to me.
Yeah, it's like a weird game of peekaboo.
A quick story for you guys. We were trying to get the stream working on both sides, and I was in his computer with TeamViewer trying to get it working. And I had he's using Windows 8, like we said in the last episode, and I had dragged.
Don't start me on that.
I had dragged the Skype video off to one side of his screen to see that if it had to be on the main screen with the broadcaster that we use to do our shows. And it only took the center of my webcam, so it was like that much of the screen was my face. And this guy over here says, "Stop looking at me like that. You're trying to peek around my computer, you fucking stalker."
Yeah, that's the fun of modern technology. And while you're doing that, I'm up searching how to split the video for live feed. Yeah,
and it came up with the gay porno. I mean, I'm not surprised, really.
Hey, dude, I don't know that donkey was actually a male.
Dude, you never know. Anyway, so
not convinced.
So what the idea of it is today, what we're trying to do is we're trying to show people that we are willing to speak about any topic at all. And
I'm here to do an extended commercial on Marlboro.
No. We stopped doing commercials last episode. NyQuil got in touch with me and yelled at me because of you. I appreciate
it. Up on their floor again.
I appreciate that. I really do not.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going to let Timmy here go with some of the top news that's been going on right now. The top
news, man. I happened to like glance at the Oscars. That was about it. I like recognized three names and said, "Yeah, okay, wonderful." Not like it was when I was a kid. You know, I can't even pronounce the I think the top movie, the thing that was surprising everyone was The Life of Pi or something like that. I have no idea, man.
The Life of Pi? I mean, who'd want to learn about a pastry?
Well, I'll tell you. And I think that one of the other runners-up was like Unchained Durango, which is a real tough Western with Leonardo DiCaprio, made by Quentin Tarantino, I believe, and that got some top honors. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. It did look interesting, but I don't know. Hitting it for Oscar material, I don't know. To me, I don't know. Kind of strange. I like, if something doesn't make me feel an emotion, I mean, whether it's mad or glad or sad or whatever the case may be, to me, that's what's Oscar material.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, now I'm real.
No, you'd like to think you are. No offense, no offense, Timmy, but you're the biggest puppet I've ever seen.
I'm quite real. I'm dripping bodily fluids onto the computer as we speak.
Is that why I see that string attached to your roof and it's some weird guy in a top hat pulling your strings?
Exactly.
All right. So yesterday we talked about Obama and his rise and fall to power, and how he had the biggest opportunity in history to be the first black president of the United States.
Make it interesting. Just elect me. I'll get out there. And trust me, I'll throw that one factor in that no one's figuring on, which is complete and utter chaos. And it works every time, because other people would be like, what the hell? And, yeah, I'd get so much. I mean, like in my first 3 months, probably in the 6th month, I'd be like, man, I'm bored.
Anyway, and we were talking about that, and people were saying, "Well, you have all of these problems that my cat just got into the shot there." They were asking us.
I'm not even touching that lawn. Go ahead.
Anyway, so the people were saying, "Hey, you've got all of these problems, but no solutions to it." And today we're going to be talking about the solutions to major problems in today's society, and how everything can be wrong and set up to be correct.
I say, arm everyone and go get a loan.
And how we can save the world as we know it today. So we're going to
just a little questions. Yeah, that's about it.
So Timmy, my biggest question to you, and I need a proper solution for this, is what are we going to do without Twinkies?
Well, yeah. Now that's well, the first thing is buy the patent.
Well, the whole company.
We are the United States, and capitalism is our thing. So yeah, hey, here's an idea. You want to end poverty in the United States? Give the patent and split it between all the people that don't got money, because the fat bastards that are eating those Twinkies, trust me, they'll support them.
But you do know.
You ever seen one of these people go on a Twinkie that is? Oh yeah.
You do know about how the Twinkie, the Hostess company, was set up for bankruptcy and closed down, and
they were stopping making Twinkies and all this other crap. Yeah.
And so a lot of people were actually afraid of that. They were afraid of the fact that there would be no more ding dongs.
Well, no. Yeah, I know. Isn't that sad? Yeah, that's sad. But it's like anything else. Moon pies that you eat now, those aren't the moon pies we had in the 60s, trust me.
I thought moon pies that you had in the 60s had a type of mushroom that you had to put on it, and it took you to the moon.
No, that you had to buy that extra.
Oh, okay, that was an extra filling.
Little peyote buttons you stuck in the top, yeah, it's kind of exciting, but then you ended up
frosting is actually cocaine, and that's the best fucking cookie I've ever had.
Yeah, definitely fucked me up for a good 20 years. But now I'm back.
Well, we're hoping. So
yeah, no more moon pies.
So big problems and big solutions, and these are common people. We have people from two very different demographics. I am a young, up-and-coming artist. I'm a professional gamer, and I say professional in the strictest and the loosest sense of the word, saying that I play games for a living and don't get paid for it.
I'm not sure playing with yourself counts as a gamer. But
I'm the best first-person shooter there is, okay?
Dude, that did not go into the context of what I was saying. We're going to probably have to bump this up to rated R, but yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, so, and I work for my dad as a carpet cleaner. I clean carpets for a living. I do flood and fire and mold mitigation, so I am a manual labor workforce, a workhorse of today's society. Timmy is an old bastard.
Very old, working on dinosaur.
His dad was born in, what was it, 1908?
1914.
1914, my bad. I gave him a little extra year.
Which is most people's grandparents' age. I mean, most people my age, I'm going on 50, I'm 49. A very young 49, I feel like I'm 20. But, well, my brain does, the body's falling apart.
You look like you're 80.
Yeah. In some ways, but yeah, and for 30 years I worked in research and development with telecommunications and data. Traveled the country, traveled to other countries. Everything being paid for by the companies that I had worked for, whether they be Bell Atlantic or other subsidiaries or research companies. And in the meantime, I was doing the comedy circuit and doing stand-up and throw some names out there. The improvisation in New York City, in which I won the up semifinals. I lost in the semifinals.
I'm joking.
Yeah. East Side Comedy Club on Long Island. Shop on Long Island.
Excuse me.
Very good. Vomit all over my...
Excuse me.
Comic strip on 2nd Avenue. Yeah, I mean, those are just a couple of the places. But yeah, I've seen working really, really hard, and then in your side term working, plus I've owned my own businesses here and there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, definitely a varied background.
So with these two demographics, we're giving two very different aspects.
It's you, yeah.
Very different aspects and points of view of how the world is today, from his aspect and my aspect, and we're trying to find a common ground to where the newer generation can learn and be mentored by the people of the generations past. I mean, Timmy here, I've known for, 5 years now.
Yeah.
And he is a very, very, very close friend. I spent 3 weeks out at his house helping him out in Indiana. And he taught me more life lessons than I've learned in several years before. So, I mean, I wrote several articles. Oh, don't you start crying on video now. You
Just have him read the, what was that, Rise of a Legend?
Yeah, I wrote an article called Rise of a Legend when he was in the hospital. I was on vacation in Hawaii, and something that he had said to me months and months and months and months past had helped me get through a very emotionally trying time in my life. So I wrote that for him, and I sent it to him. I was like, hey, go check your Facebook. And back then I think it was MySpace, but I was like, go check your Facebook. I wrote a note about you. I posted it on Writers of America, which is another YouTube page that he writes for and brings a political comedy to the internet that we haven't really seen for a long time. And well,
let's give that a quick plug. Writers of America.
On Facebook, and you can find us. You can find me, Justice Love, and
several writers.
And I was a big part of it for about a year and a half. And then my work schedule and my ex-fiance kind of bogged me down to the point where I couldn't.
Well, let's not forget. Let's be honest. And then Tim fighting the little activist, doing my activist thing out here and taking on corrupt judges and other crap like that ended me up in a real bowl of shit.
Well, I couldn't. I'm trying to think of a word that I couldn't. What's the word?
Incarceration.
No, the word I'm looking for, not the word you're looking for.
Well, I gotta laugh about it,
I couldn't.
I have to.
Okay, it's making it seem right when it really isn't. I couldn't.
Yeah, well, because even the jailer there was like, "You're here for what?" They couldn't even believe it. But yeah, you got to fight the good fight.
I want to say legalize, but that's not the word I'm looking for. I'm having a brain fart here, and I'm stuttering. I hate it when I stutter when I can't think.
Basically, it was all violations of civil rights that I saw somebody else undergoing, and I decided to take on the judge myself, which probably was not the wisest of ideas. But then again, I don't usually think first before I do something, which ends me up in some even wilder situations.
I don't know why you say usually. You never think first.
Yeah, I try not to. It slows my timing down.
I seem to remember a certain day he was thinking about going up to the clubhouse to go get on the internet and found a bag in the doorway of his house and ended up tripping and falling onto the floor outside. And all I could do was stand there and go, "Timber? Timber!" Yeah. Because he was nothing but a giant log, just... It was hilarious. I loved it. It was amazing. I'm sorry that I'm laughing at your pain, but I know you were too.
Yeah, I'm the first one to do it. I'm, after several accidents and banging my body around.
That doesn't sound right, but keep going.
Yeah, I've left myself. I've had several neck operations and heart operations. So like I said, the mind wants to go. It's just the body don't keep up with me. And sometimes, yeah. I mean, I see myself and I start just laughing. I'll be mowing the lawn and I've got this huge hill on the side of the house. And it's like I'll get 3 steps, trip, roll down the hill. It looks like something out of a comic. Then I'll get back up, start mowing the lawn, go 3 steps, fall down, roll down to the bottom of the hill. So far, I haven't ended up in the stream, so I'm thankful on that one.
Oh, that's the one I was looking for. I couldn't make it seem right. I couldn't think of the word, so I just put it in a paraphrase. I couldn't make it seem right to be writing an active role on Writers of America with what had been going on in my life. So I decided to write an article and let that sit and grow in people's minds about my dear friend here.
Here comes the problem, you know, and most people say, you know, why do you do this? You got 6 kids, you do this, you're disabled, blah blah blah. Because somebody's got to do it, you know. I mean, if there wasn't one idiot out there, you know, fighting for our rights, then they'd close us down completely. But as long as there's an idiot like me out here saying, well, wait a second, you know, that does have an idea of the laws, that does know his civil rights, that you know, I did do back in, I think that was 1992. When I was living on 23rd Street in Manhattan, was doing a whole bunch of work for the homeless, stopping them from being evicted out onto the streets. This is shortly after the wonderful Mayor Giuliani closed down all the mental hospitals and threw all the mental patients out onto the street. That's basically where your homeless come from. People don't understand this. You know, they don't know. Well, how did we get in this situation? Well, I'm telling you the history. I was there, and a
lot of people don't realize that our armed forces overseas, when they come back and their family has left them because of, or they have to leave their family because of the trauma and the death that they've seen over there, and the way that it shook them emotionally has driven them to the streets to where they can't make a living to support themselves.
Here comes the secret of duality, is where the armed forces, because other, you know, different than the 60s in which I grew up in, where people like me would get on, you know, no, those people are out there fighting for our country. The problem is our government's not. Okay, you have these people that are giving up their lives, giving up their family, going out there fighting for our country, and my hat's off to them. God bless them. But yeah, look at our own government wanted to take the votes away from people serving in the military. Now, hello, am I the only one that sees a freaking problem with this? You know, hello. I got people shooting at me. Don't take shit away from me.
And they, to me personally, on a side topic, for the veterans who are out there, who are fighting for us, who are giving their lives and laying it down, when they do come back and they need that medical help and then that psychological help that comes with the territory of what they've been doing, and they don't get the needs, the supplies that they need in order to keep going in a decent living environment, because they were in the military, and people are taking away the paramilitary resources and help centers around the nation to give them the help they need. What do you think about that?
I think, like I say, that it's the country's not working for these people that are working for it. Simple as that. That's it. I mean, that's not even hard to get out there immediately. It's like I say, you know, they're trying to take away their votes. They're not doing what they should be for them. Simple as that. You know, it's obvious. That's why I'm saying when people go, well, what is it? Well, I mean, hello, open your eyes, McFly. Hello, anybody in there? You know, real easy. Take a look what's going on. It's right in front of your face.
Uh-huh.
I mean, where the hell does somebody come up with that crap in the first place? That you would take away the votes of the active military or military in any way, shape, or form. These are the people fighting for your rights. How can you even comprehend on even putting it in the same sentence?
Yeah, I couldn't personally justify taking anything away from the good men and women who are fighting for us.
Which, also, in my opinion, I mean, you shouldn't. As long as you are a U.S. citizen, you should have a vote. I don't care if you're a felon, if you're this or that. That's one thing that you should never. That to me is a manipulation of, you know, Congress basically manipulating the laws to take out the demographics. It doesn't want voting. It doesn't want to hear about it. It doesn't want to hear about it from the military, because the military are up front in this crap. So they're going to vote in conjunction with, you know, the environment they're feeling, which is obviously going to be negative towards the Congress or the political figures. And the same thing about the felons. Think about that. So basically, your military has been put in the same slot as felons.
All right, okay.
Some of which, by the way, are in there, innocently, or in there on extenuating circumstances, or just the system also is working.
All right, now let's get off of the serious subjects here, and let's go back to where we started. And let's bring in some funny stories. And you have a funny story about 110 proof vodka and medication.
Oh, God in heaven. Yeah, well, unfortunately, okay, yeah, our medical systems and doctors aren't working either.
No. This is you personally. When I was out there, let's talk about 4th of July.
Like I say, if there's one of me, there's 1,000 of me, in the circumstances, although mine usually tend to run a little extreme. Well, my doctor, like I say, I mean, you really want me to get into it? One leg broken 7 times, another one 6 times. Both hips were done. I've had both of my hips surgery. My neck is all titanium. I've had a triple heart bypass, and where they've broken up my chest and tied it back together with wire. I mean, John will tell you that I've been broken up. I've had my teeth knocked out 3 times, bones in my face broken. And the doctors always turn just to strict medication. And unfortunately, on many times they will medicate you and then not monitor you to find out how you're doing or if you're coping with it or whatever.
I hope this is leading toward the funny bit.
Yeah, because it doesn't sound right. I mean, it's like, oh, Jesus, this guy's all wasted out. Yeah, it can happen accidentally. Because I had taken my heart medications and everything else, blood thinners and all this stuff, and accidentally broken open a bottle of 100 proof vodka.
110 proof. I have to correct you on this every time.
Okay, it might have been a bottle of Everclear. Who knows? Okay, the point of the matter is, I do remember that I was out on my back deck and couldn't make it to the front door. I do remember, for some reason, the police came by just to see if I was all right.
No, you were not out of it. I was there when this happened. The police came by.
Yeah.
Because I was having trouble dragging his sorry ass, and I mean that quite literally. His butt was hanging out of his pants.
Yeah.
Out of his pants, and I was trying to carry him inside, and one of his neighbors had come by to help me carry him inside to the couch, and the cops...
I'm very I'm anti-authority figures. I do own my own private property, which private's a big word. And
the cops had come by because of a noise complaint from us, and he had told the cops to piss off and get the hell off of his property, but it came out as...
I remember at that point I was able to stand up and kind of stagger, and I said, hey, you need to get the fuck off my property. Unfortunately, due to the medication and drinking, it came out more of like... then hit the floor again. Then I do remember you guys trying to pick me up, and you were trying to drag me by my pants legs.
I was dragging you by your arms.
Well, then how the hell did my pants get around my knees?
They got caught on the door frame.
Ah, yeah, that's what I was told. That's only because you didn't leave $5 next to my bed. Yeah, okay.
Well, I couldn't help it. I can't get change for $2,000. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, at least you weren't paying me in food stamps. All right.
Didn't I do that though?
Yeah. It's the things that go on out there are crazy, I mean, there was a time where I can get medication and be taking it and be monitored and then making sure it was okay. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, the alcohol had something to do with it, but I was already getting those type of weird reactions from the medication itself. Was making me extremely forgetful. There was no one there to really say, hey, this is having this effect on you. So, yeah, I mean, that's a problem, too. Like I say, we're in a society of problems right now.
Okay, next issue. We have a viewer in here, GuardDog1000, says he knows you. He has a question for you.
All right.
And I'm waiting for the question, but he's not asking it. I've been staring at the chat for about 5 minutes now, waiting for it.
Yeah, come on, give it to me.
He says, we're doing good. I'm like, thank you, feel free to follow us. He's like, I am. I'm like, awesome, super smiley face. He's like, yep, and Tim, you know me. And he said no, N-O instead of K-N-O-W. I'm like, that's just lazy. I mean,
right.
What's it take to type 2 more letters?
Well, that might be the younger generation that I know. then again, people I know, they're lucky they can spell no.
Okay, here's a
Either-
funny story. I was in school. I was a teacher's aide for my English teacher, Mr. Robinson, and
While you tell your story, egg that guy on that I want to hear his question
well,
and
yeah.
give me a hint as to who he is. Maybe I got a funny story with him in it to share.
All
If you'd
right,
like
so
a couple 100,000 people.
so I was a teacher's aide, right? Grading papers, and I had to give this girl a 0 on her paper. It was a 500-word essay on something or other. I think it was like poetic justice or something. I don't know. It was something really weird that I was glad I didn't have to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And she wrote
Great.
it,
Something I wouldn't do myself. Yeah, I like that.
and she wrote it in pure text chat. The letter Y, no, U, the letter U, and then she put numbers for letters, and I was like, well, she came up to me and said, "Why did I get a 0 on this?" I'm like, "Because I could barely understand what you were writing. This is not."
She was writing it in what's called Japanese haiku, and you just didn't entertain that idea, John. She was actually a genius, went on to win a Nobel Award.
I can give you a haiku right now.
I give you a haiku too, but we'd
No.
have to bump it up to an R rating.
No, let me tell you this haiku. It took me months and months to work out. Right.
Yeah.
My grandmother saw a rainbow on the day she died.
Right.
Fucking lesbian.
Okay. Very nice haiku. Thank you, John, for sharing that with us. That might just get you into Reader's Digest, the dirty version.
Do unto others as you would have them do to you, said the rapist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Those are very, very deep haiku. I am now getting text messages on my end. Where could I watch the live stream at?
WackyTabackyMedia, twitch.tv/WackyTabackyMedia, or on Facebook, WackyTabackyMedia, or on YouTube, WackyTabackyTV.
You know what? Go ahead. Well, you go on while I'll reply to this text, get us up another listener, and someone else to post questions. Get Guard Dog to get that question
I'm
out
trying
there.
to get Guard Dog. He's just kind of standing there guarding my dog. I don't know. He's doing something.
All right.
All right, we'll take a short commercial break going meow 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 kitty 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 meow 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 meow.
And now, speaking for Windows 8, we have Tim Donahue interviewing Golem from Lord of the Rings. Golem, are you using new Windows 8 for your PC?
Yes, precious.
And do you enjoy the Windows 8 for your new PC?
No, stupid fat hobbit says they ruins it.
Ah, so you feel the same way about Windows 8 that I do, don't you, Golem?
Yes, they stole it from us. Stupid fat hobbit just stabs out their eyes.
And now back to the Wacky Tobacco Show.
And thanks for coming back. I could see you trying not to laugh so hard, so bad.
Dude, no, I hate Windows 8 so much, I was hoping you were going to go deeper.
Well, I can go deeper if you want. I mean, I was in the factory.
Wait, the last thing I want to hear is the voice of Elmo telling me I should go deeper. Dude, it's just, that's very sad. Okay, go ahead.
I was in the factory with Windows 8, but they only gave him one task, and they gave me 2 testicles. Tickle me almost as they touch me in naughty places.
I mean, have you ever seen those court TV shows where there's a kid and they're like, okay, show me where he touched you, right?
Yeah.
I saw one and the kid had a pencil with him. He had gotten a pencil and stabbed the doll.
Okay. I know who Guard Dog is. You just texted me.
Who is it?
Okay. It's a friend of mine, Caleb, who lives with my son, Sean, out in Pennsylvania. I believe he's about 19 years old.
Okay.
So a demographic about your age. I was like,
well, what's the question?
we're on. Hold on, let me. This shows you the technology. Now, here's a kid that should know the technology, and I'm having to text him from my phone.
There's a chat box for a reason, Mr. Guard-Dog. I'm sorry if you are to figure it out, but I mean, it looked like you were doing fine before. You were replying to me. You were initiating a conversation, and I was like, okay, this guy knows how to type. And now you're texting him, and I'm like, okay, it looks like I'm...
most of our audience don't know how to type, you know.
And it looks like I'm going to have to give you an F on your English essay. I'm sorry.
I've had quite a few. I'm getting a few texts right now with questions and this. You know, I'm going to open up a phone line. I'm probably going to get a blow-up phone broadcast, which actually will be tomorrow night, Monday the 25th. So Wednesday, February 25th at 7 p.m. I'm going to open up a phone line.
Wednesday or Monday?
Monday, which is tomorrow.
Yeah,
Today's...
you said Wednesday the 25th. I was like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't make some. Yeah, I've got so much. I'm doing technical on this end. I'm having a text.
You're not doing technical. You're staring at a camera and talking on the phone while I'm doing all of the technical aspects.
Okay, check it out. Here's our subject. Our subject is, why do people say that they have a question and then don't know what they want to ask? Okay.
Okay. I have a rant about that.
Okay. So, we were like, from Guard Dog 1000. You say, what should I ask? Well, here's my theory on that, Guard Dog. You shouldn't probably text if you don't have a question, or you might want to think of a question
before you ask.
Exactly. That's just a helpful step one. If you need help on steps on how to urinate in the bathroom without pissing on your pants, give us a call. Tip number one is pull down your fly first.
Tip number two, point it at the toilet. Make sure the seat's
Dude,
up.
I don't even do that.
Make sure the seat's up.
Dude, if you got a stand-up shower, it's okay too. You know, we're men. Bug it.
Okay, but no. Here's something that's really been bugging me about today's society. Did you know that over 30,000 independent radio stations that give political rants and call-in listeners have been shut down by the government as being traitorous?
Oh yeah. The minute you say something, this new Patriot Act, it's not an act. I'll tell you that. All you have to do is mention keywords. Or
like Blackbriar on The Born Identity.
Well, the greatest thing now is they want to claim that you're bipolar or psychotic or have a mental problem if you're going along with the mainstream. Okay? So, yeah, this is supposed to be a diverse country, a melting pot, where all these personalities should add and complement to each other. Of course, you can have people that don't get along, but, this country is built on freedom of speech.
And speaking of freedoms...
Yes, and I've had them taken away from me because of my freedom of speech, John, I'll tell you that.
Okay, speaking of freedoms... Sorry, I had to cut out a frame there. I was throwing my bottle away.
Are you watching me smoke cigarette after cigarette as we're talking here?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Yes,
Philip
it
Morris,
is.
Philip Morris. Triple heart bypass, said I had COPD and emphysema. Doctor said I need to quit smoking. Yesed him to death. Been smoking a pack a day. Doctor said, Mr. Donahue, your COPD's gone away. Your chest is great. And just want to thank you, Philip Morris, for that. Go ahead, John.
They are trying to take away our ingrained constitutional rights because they say it is not, quote-unquote, relevant to today's society. They're saying that the laws and structures laid down by the Constitution is no longer relevant to today's society, and the fact that we have outgrown the basic standards of our founding fathers. Do you believe that? Because I personally, I don't. I think that they should be left the way they are, and they should stop making amendments to it.
Personally, I think there should be a Citizens Watch group that looked over Congress to say, sit back down in your seat and behave. And we should have a timeout corner for some of these bastards.
We'll give them a dunce cap, provided.
Yeah, we just have some real retards up there. I'd like to know, if you really look into Congress and House of Representatives, you got guys in there for child molestation and drugs and this, that, and the other thing. Hell, years back, they had the mayor of what was Marion Barry, I think his name was the mayor of Washington, D.C. during the elections, got arrested for crack and prostitutes. It was videotaped, him smoking crack with prostitutes and everything else, and he still got elected. So, yeah, you got to wonder about our system and what the hell people are thinking out there, if they're thinking at all. That's why when people call me crazy, I shake it right off, man. I'm quite secure with myself. I'm a normal man living in a crazy society.
Well, you can say that you're normal all you want, but we, the listeners, know that you're really not.
Yeah.
So, one of the biggest questions that somebody asked me last night after our last broadcast.
It's 2 feet tall. No.
After our last broadcast, somebody asked me, why is it that I, who have been on several major podcasts and streams, and I'm well known across the online media, why is it that I'm doing a show for you instead of having you do a show for me? Right?
Yep.
And I'd like to point this straight out, because I didn't answer him then. I told him to tune into the next show and I'll bring it up. And the reason why we're doing it as a collaboration instead of a communistic sense to where one person's in charge, the other person's following. This way, we're both in charge, and I feel like he's more in charge of it than I am, because I feel like he's the boss, and I'm just the guy who keeps the show running.
Oh, no, what? No. I mean, boss is just a word and a perspective, but absolutely not. I look at it as a partnership in this, and I mean, basically, you fuel me, and I think I fuel you back. So it's
as long as you don't cost $7 a gallon, I'll be fine.
I thought you would come up with something like, as long as you don't slip me the hose. Yeah.
Anyway, so I look at it as equals because of how much that we've been through together, how many tough times that he's helped me through and I've helped him through, and how much I've learned from him personally, and how much I've been able to teach him through the years with computers and with writing and with life aspects that he didn't know and that I didn't know that we gave each other. So I look at it as a common ground for two men.
It's like the movie stars of yesterday. I mean, you see,
I've never seen it.
I'm talking about the great, names you wouldn't even know, James Cagney, so forth and so on. And in the end, in their later years, they no longer had starring roles, even though they were superstars. They were doing bit parts, working with, bit actors back then, getting the heading that are now movie stars today. And they get lost. So that's just part of, getting older and being in this business, really. At some point the light comes, and that's no big deal. I mean, I remember being carried out of clubs, not on a stretcher, people lifting me up on their shoulders and cheering me, asking me for their autograph. And those days are gone, and that's cool because, I'm good with it. Yeah, I like to be able to walk down the street and nobody bother me.
And the whole point of this question to me was to see how I would react to the possibility of going mainstream and a big time, and potentially have the opportunity to quote unquote sell out and say, okay, if I drop Timmy, my show can get that much higher, or if he drops me, then his show can get that much higher.
Ain't gonna happen.
And we were talking about this earlier, going, yeah, I mean, we don't mind if it goes big time, if we get this, that, and the other thing going for us.
I'm not get all politically correct. Like, I'm not going to stop smoking my cigarettes. I'm not going to stop drinking my Pepsi, and I'm not going to stop talking my mind.
It looks like you were drinking water there out of a Coke bottle.
I'll be honest with you. Yes, I was. And look, it's funny because I got the questions coming in. Congrats.
For what? What is he congratulating you for?
That's from Danger Bunny.
Who's Danger Bunny? What cat house have you been going to?
A good friend of mine in New York who I've known pretty much all my life. And sorry about that chin. She's a great woman. She's was a registered nurse, but due to the cutbacks and all the political bullcrap, then even, like I said, the medical industry, here's a woman that's able to is a registered nurse and able to do the job and basically got out of it. due to the lack of real, medical quality and integrity. And here's a woman that had the job, had the degree, was doing her job, and just quit for idealism, which I think is a great thing. When you do things that don't seem smart or whatever, sometimes they are the right thing to do, especially if it bothers you, socially, mentally, or any other way.
Uh-huh. So, I'm still wondering, what was she congratulating you on? The fact that you lost your COPD and all that stuff, or was it the fact that you did end up finding a penis shrinking pill that made your dick even smaller than it was?
Well, that was easy. I just had to take the rock that had been hanging from it.
Oh, okay. So, going on to the next subject, we're getting kind of close on time here. Going on to the next subject, one of the biggest ones that I think we've hit together as a duo for a long time is why do we feel obligated to say the things that we say and take the questions that we take and try as hard as we do to get our voices out there so that the country can hear us? Why are we doing this?
Because there's so many people that are thinking the same thing, but just not saying it out loud. And I'm here to scream it mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
It's my money, and I need it now. Take the cash.
Oh, that's right. Exactly.
Anyway, so the point. God, why am I getting a stutter?
I don't know. Do you need voice glasses?
Gardog asks, hey guys, how do you do the live split screen recording on Skype?
With a lot of damn work and volume.
Actually, it's a trade secret, Timmy, trade secret. The point is that he's on Skype, and I'm talking to him on Skype.
Just lay it out easy. Multiple programs, and then meshing them so the programs sync. Because even though you might be using the right programs, if your synchronicity is not there, it's going to...
Synchronicity isn't a word. Synchronization is the one you're looking for.
Hey, dude, I can make up what... You know what? Bazanga.
You are not William Shakespeare, goddammit. To be or not to be, that is thy yonder window breaks.
See, you're going to start... William Shakespeare wasn't even freaking popular until a couple hundred years when he found his lost manuscripts. Other than that, hell, he hadn't been taught in hundreds of years. Go on. So, yes, I consider myself better than Shakespeare because I'm the only guy that can use fuck as an adverb, noun, pronoun, or adjective.
And verb in the same sentence at the same time. With the same word. Exactly. No, the reason why I bring up Shakespeare a lot whenever I'm trying to criticize somebody or give somebody a really bad put down, it's the fact that poetic justice is really easy to get when thy fucking sentences doth no sense make.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, okay, take another drink of that. Oh, Will, write another line. I think they were just egging him on. He was like the illiterate of the group.
You're like, okay, guys, let's just Romeo and Juliet kill each other.
Yeah.
Poison stab wounds.
Give him a crayon. Let him write another one.
His mom wants to have sex with this guy. Hamlet.
Yeah, and then there's a name you really don't want to name. You know he's getting beaten up in school, Hey, thanks. You just write. I'm trying to handle these texts as they come in, and I almost wrote Hamlet on there.
Your video is a little bit choppy on the stream there, buddy.
So sorry. I'm doing 3 things at once.
It looks like you're trying to do 4 things at once, and you don't have enough hands.
This is true. Whoa, there's another one.
All right, so we are coming up on the time for us to cut our show off, and I just wanted to make one more point.
So quick.
What was that, Timmy?
These go by so quick.
I know, isn't it amazing? We've already put out 67,000 frames.
Wow.
Anyway, so the last point that I want to put out before we cut the show off and we resume it tomorrow.
It's really hard to get your phone to type Wacky Tabacky.
It's not if you go through ABC instead of T9 Word.
Yo, dude, I don't use anything but T9 Word. Don't try to convert me now.
I had to convert you from ABC to T9 Word. Why would I want to put you back?
It made a dirty word.
I love how excited he gets over this. This is ridiculous. And I love how my monitor placement is set up to where I'm looking at your face on the stream that way. That way?
Well, wait. I'm looking here. Is this better? Hey, hello. How you doing? Tim Donahue here, speaking to you from Indiana. And we're going to tell you how to do the old red-green. How to fix everything in your house with duct tape.
Duct tape! One ring to rule them all. It's silver and amazing and sticky.
I'm getting texts. I got voice calls that went through to. Wow. Yeah, they're actually hitting my voicemail. I'm getting texts left and right. Yeah, this is great.
Well, I guess you're just Mr. Popularity now. Now, can I get back to the final subject without these innocuous interruptions?
I can't even spell that. And I'm just talking about the where part. Forget about that other 5-syllable word you use.
Okay, so the last thing we wanted to say is thank you very, very, very much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching us. It means a lot to us. It means the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's only you that make this happen. If there weren't anyone out there.
We just be two crazy guys talking to each other over the internet.
Absolutely. This ain't even nothing about us. This is about you. That's why we want to really hear your voices, your questions, and as you see, I'm handling a live phone here and handling it. And I'm going to take it and put this number out. This number is to be used on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7 p.m. for the Wacky Tabacky Media show. And here is the number, so if you're ready, okay?
Oh, no. We'll put it in the description below and on a headline during each broadcast. That way, whenever they do have the ability to call, they call at the right time.
That's good, because all these numbers were confusing the shit out of me anyway. I've only gotten past the one hand, and I use that for other things.
Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thank you so much, and we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful God bless day.
Good night.
See
Love
you later,
all.
everybody.
Yeah. Talk to you later. Good night.